Today we are going to dual boot our virtual machine that already has Arch Linux on it, and we're going to add Debian to it. So the first thing we want to do is we want to give it an extra hard drive so that has more space. We're going to go in here and we're going to hit this little box with a plus, add hard disk, create new disk, VDI is good, dynamic allocate's fine, we're going to give it a name. Doesn't really matter what you name it, just something for you to remember. I'm going to do deb for Debian, give it 15 gigabytes, and create. Excellent. So now that we're in here, we can boot up our machine. Boot into Arch Linux. All right. And so we can list out our block devices, see that we have the new hard drive right here. Okay, excellent. So SDC. So what we want to do is we're going to start partitioning that. So we're going to do cfdisk /dev/SDC. And we're going to give it a DOS partition style table. We're going to 0.5 primary. We want to make that bootable because that's going to be our boot hard drive. Then we're going to make our root one, which we can do 8 gigabytes here. Primary is good. And then let's do our home partition. We'll just give that 5 gigabytes. And then the rest should be good enough, good amount for swap space. Cool. And then we can just write yes and quit. Okay, so now if we list out our block devices, we'll see all of those. So the first thing we want to do is we just need to create our file systems for them. So we're going to mkfs.txt ext2 for the boot partition. Remember, because boot partitions do not need journaling, it slows them down a little bit. So for SCC1, ext2 will be good. However, for our home and root partitions, we do want some journaling in case we get a crash and we need to fix it up. So ext4 for 2 and 3. And then what we want to do is we want to make our swap. So we're going to do mk swap. And this one is for SDC4. And we're going to turn that swap on. All right. And so now we're ready to start mounting our drive. So we're going to actually make a new directory in our mount folder for the deb. So mount/deb, and we're going to mount our main root partition, which is SCC2 in my case, into this folder. Then we want to make new directories within that for our home and boot partition. So /mnt/deb/boot, and then again for home. Now we just want to mount the proper partitions onto these. So SCC1 is our boot partition, so we'll mount it onto our boot folder. And then for our home partition, that will be SDC3. So now we can list out our block devices. It should say swap, and all our partitions are right. Excellent. So we got our file systems and our partitions mounted. Now we just need to download some install scripts for Debian. We need a debootstrap, we need wget, and we also need binutils. All right, excellent. And so this next part is where we actually download the base system into our partition. So this takes a little while. So once you have it typed it out, you take a little break, but make sure you pay attention, because sometimes you need to run this command multiple times for it to actually work. So we're going to use that script to bootstrap, which lives in the sbin binary folder. And we want to give it the i386 architecture. And we're going to be downloading Buster. That is the flavor of Debian that we want to download. Then we choose the folder we want to download it into, which we just mounted our root partition onto the deb folder. So the only final thing is it needs to know what website it's going to download from. So http://ftp.us.debian.org/Debian. Yeah, /Debian, which is the official Debian site to have the base system set up for it. So we enter, and this might take a little while. All right, and when you see that the base system is successfully installed, it is time to move on to the next step. So we are going to chroot into the new system that we now have and do some stuff to set it up. Alright, and so now we're in here. First thing we need to do is we're going to make the actual file system and the device files themselves. So we need to install a couple things. So we're going to use apt, which is the Debian package manager, and we're going to install make dev, vam, and then dhcpcd5. That's for networking, which we'll get to afterwards. Alright, so first we're just going to unmount some stuff. Oops, -T, not -R. There we go. Alright, and so we're going to go into our dev folder to make our device files. So we're going to do /usr/sbin, because make dev exists in sbin. You might want to just add that to your path if you're planning on using Debian a lot, because there's a lot of sbin scripts for Debian. So, and we're going to use a generic device file. So here we go, and this one also takes a little while.